On Thursday, Vice President Kamala Harris will go up against the field for the Democratic nomination in her first unscripted interview with a major media outlet. With this campaign, Harris hopes to build on the momentum she created early on and steer clear of the kinds of careless mistakes that marred her first attempt at the presidency in 2019 and her early days as vice president. Additionally, it's an opportunity for the recently declared candidate to draw attention to how she differs from Republican contender Donald Trump, interact with voters who aren't sure who to support, and showcase her qualifications to lead the Oval Office during a critical period for the U.S. both domestically and internationally. In a CNN primetime special that airs at 9 p.m. ET, Harris will make an appearance alongside her vice presidential choice, Walz. Harris is now in Georgia on a bus tour aimed at regaining control of a swing state that the GOP believed it was close to taking in November. Between the Democratic convention in Chicago last week and the presidential debate scheduled for September 10 in Philadelphia, the interview represents the most significant phase of the campaign. Because of the tense competition Harris is in now that she is the party's nominee, and the way the interview with Dana Bash turned into a dispute between the warring campaigns, it has gained significant attention. It's the most awaited development in a crazy election that has seen the former president elude an assassination attempt and Trump become the first major party nominee to be found guilty of a felony. Meanwhile, a crisis precipitated by President Joe Biden's appalling performance in the CNN debate in Atlanta led to the termination of his re-election campaign. Significant TV interviews, such as the one on Thursday, have also been extremely important. Although the president agreed to several of them in an effort to stop his decline, this only served to heighten worries about his advanced age and ability to complete a second term. By delaying a significant interview until now, Harris exposed herself to criticism from Trump and certain impartial observers who claim she is attempting to avoid attention. This increased the likelihood that the Trump campaign will capitalize on any mistakes that may be made. But another test for Trump, who has faltered since Harris changed the game by reducing his leads in crucial states and generating $500 million, would come from a good showing by the vice president, adding depth to a happy launch. Although Harris generated a great deal of excitement during the glittering Democratic convention in Chicago last week, and at happy rallies attended by Democrats who had been discouraged by Biden's chances of winning re-election, she has not yet been in a venue where her positions and responses could be questioned. Her remarks have been filled with details about what she hopes to accomplish as president, including reducing the financial load on Americans, starting a housing boom, and defeating China in the geopolitical race of the 21st century. However, the vice president has not made clear how, in a severely divided Washington, she would carry out some of those ambitions or secure the funding necessary to do so. Since Harris promotes herself as a change candidate despite serving as vice president in an unpopular administration, it would be interesting to see if she gives Biden room on important subjects during the interview. Harris has already pledged to address the exorbitant supermarket prices that millions of Americans face, going above and beyond what her employer has said. Though politically astute, many economists disapproved of this populist twist. The vice president is facing challenges because Trump advisors have been pressuring her for weeks leading up to the interview, ostensibly because they think she won't be able to handle tough questions, won't remember specifics about the policies, and lacks political acumen. After 39 days of avoiding reporters, Harris mustered up the courage to sit for a joint interview, according to a statement released by Trump's team on Wednesday. Harris has fielded some questions from reporters who are traveling with her, even though she hasn't participated in a formal interview. Harris has a history of being more at ease, posing probing questions than providing thoughtful answers, having worked for years as a prosecutor, California's attorney general, and senator who thrived in public hearings. She doesn't have the decades of policy experience that, for example, enabled former Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton to transform interviews into seminars on policy. Furthermore, unlike Trump, who frequently manages to divert attention from his real remarks by flooding interviewers with barrages of falsehoods, absurd claims, and bombast, she doesn't do this. Republicans are certain that under duress, Harris will be revealed.